What's up, guys? Team True Villains here, and I'm here today with Nikki, and we are going to discuss the banned and restricted cards that got effective today. So yeah, but before we start the discussion, please leave a like and subscribe. So let's start with the first card, Nikki.
Alright, our first card today is Ukon. We all know, and the whole community has discussed this card, and we don't wanna see him. So Bandai heard us and put him to 1. Yeah,
Yeah, the card was just too broken. You could literally play it in every deck without restrictions. I mean, even the decks that don't really play level 3 can use him to gain extra card advantage, gain extra memory, and then even deal damage. You play it in rush decks, you can also play it in control decks. And also for me, like the thing that was then too much was that you could have you even in some decks you played 4 times this Ukomon and 4 times the BT16 Ukomons, so more Ukomons than any other rookie just because they give you so much advantage.
yeah, it was just too much. I mean, he costs 0, so you draw a card, and when he raises, you gain 1 memory and hatch. And let's be honest, not every deck can OTK you turn 2, turn 3. I mean, that's one deck only, and they also play Ukomon. So um, the first Digivolution in the back didn't really matter that much. So
Yeah,
Ukomon was like the perfect solution to that, right? So you don't get
absolutely.
punished for Digivolution. I mean, you get so much value more. And then, yeah, paired with the other card, it was just too much. It was too fast. It was too fast. So I'm happy that they put Louie also at 1, because paired with the Ukomon, the promo Ukomon, you can play him for 3, raise, suspend, gain 1 memory, and you gain 1 memory. Essentially for 1, you have a rush. And that was just too much. I lost games only against this combo. I mean, they played blue hybrid, but I didn't even see the hybrids, right? So it was just too fast.
Yeah, and also like the wild part for me is like, for example, let's say you start with either one of the Ukomons, and the next turn you raise, gain 1 memory, or search, doesn't even matter. Then hatch again, digivolve another Ukomon, and then if you play the Louie, you can trigger Ukomon again, search or gain a memory or whatever, and then hatch again. And it's just too much tempo in this game. And also like that you can literally play it in every deck, in every aggressive deck, and it just gains you value without contributing to the strategy or anything.
And it breaks Digimon. I mean, breeding was one phase and one phase for a turn, right? So once you breed or you raise. And Louis and Ukkoman just destroyed this mechanic of the game.
Yeah,
It's it would have been maybe cool if Ukkomans didn't see themselves. Like if they raise, they don't see themselves, so they don't hatch. But Digimon is concepted this way that they see themselves. If they raise, so a Digimon has raised from the breeding area, and so you gain 1 memory, or you can have a look at the top 3 cards. I wouldn't have that much of a problem if they didn't break the, let's say, the rules, right?
yeah. For me, also a big problem with the Ukomons was like one is fine enough, but the problem is like, for example, your opponent digivolves into Ukomon, doesn't matter which one, and then next turn they raise, gain advantage, and then they hatch again and digivolve into another Ukomon, and this is just too much because you gain too much advantage with those things. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
am happy to see them being restricted to 1 just because like they a bit destroyed the dynamic of the game, and I think it wasn't that intentional what they did.
Mm-hmm. And also, it's really good with Gabumon and Matt Ishida, because Matt is also not once per turn. So, raising a Gabumon and doing some stuff, and then gaining 2 memory and draw cards, it was just too fast.
Absolutely, yeah.
But let's hop into the next one, which surprised me. I didn't expect to see Hammerspark restricted. I mean, I get it somehow. Yeah, I mean, people were upset seeing this card in the security since BT1, and
Yeah.
it's always fun if that happens for you, for the opponent, surely not. But yeah, let's have a look. Why did Hammerspark get banned?
For me, or like not banned but restricted to one,
Yeah.
was just that sometimes you can play around like the opponent's turn, right? You can memory choke them and place them to specific memory to counter their best turn. But Hammersparks destroys a bit this dynamic. Of course, you can also play around this a bit, but for me, it was always the problem playing around multiple Hammersparks in one turn. Or like another example was like um, when I played for the first BT17 tournament, the blue hybrid, there was there was like a turn where I had three memory Hammerspark in my hand, and the opponent, like, even if they did the best possible play, they couldn't play around me having three Hammerspark in hand, so I could just do everything. So I think that's a bit the problem of this card, that it isn't once per turn. Of course, you don't have this in Digimon, but having like one Hammerspark per turn would be fine. But the possibility of have like two or three in one turn just breaks the whole memory mechanic, in my opinion.
Yeah, Hammerspark was for me always the best blue card. Like since BT1, I said this is the best blue card, and it was that for 17 main and 6
Side
sets,
set.
side sets, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense to now when blue hybrid is on the rise and a really strong blue deck. Yeah, let's put them a bit down. Like let's slow them a bit down with Hammerspark, and it's fine. I mean, I saw so many Hammersparks in the security. It's fine. We can move on from that,
Yeah.
and also we can move to the next card, Awakening of the Golden Knight. So yeah, I get it why this card was restricted, because let's be honest, Bandai does not want to ban another secret rare, and I think that's fine. They should respect the players, they should respect our money, because that's value. I mean, imagine someone having 4 alternate art Magnamon, and if he would have been restricted today, that's a big loss. It's also, yeah, for the players, it's good. For the mm, yeah, for the game, maybe it's not that good if Magnamon exists, but the most OP part of this card was that you could go turn 2 into Magnamon. So if you have BT14 Patamon and you Digivolve into a level 4 and you only play armor Digimon, you go into Magnamon X and it's still your turn. You can do 2 damage and he's unaffected. So that was just too fast, it was too strong, and I understand that they don't want to ban Magnamon X, and this is one of the ways to slow the deck down a bit.
Yeah, absolutely agree. The problem was with this just that you can go even like them, even if the opponent just gives you one memory and tries to memory choke you. With this card and Patamon, of course, you can always go into a Magnamon turn 2. Then, and depending if they gave you at least 2 memory, you can even do 2 damage and like and put so much pressure on the opponent. So I really like this hit, and like you said, with this they don't hit another secret rare, which they did with Apocalypse. Of course, there we already know it before, but yeah.
hmm And what also is kinda broken, I mean, the only thing that really stops Magnamon X is minus TP,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know if the opponent can minus TP it. The turn Golden Awaken Knight is played, but surely not on the second turn, but maybe on the third, fifth or so. And it checks out the last resort. Like you can't do anything against it then, and yeah, that's just too much. And I'm fine with this being at 1.
Yeah.
And what I'm also fine with being at 1 is Numemonics Antibody. And yeah, this card has just too many effects. It does too much for its worth. Like for free Digivolving onto a level 4, and you only play level 4s, the rest are Ukomons. You can play Essential level 6 for free, which is black and yellow, which enables you to have every good boss monster in Digimon. Also, it's so sticky because when it gets deleted, you can play another Numemon from its evolution sources. It's just too much in one card.
Yeah, and also like the problem, like you mentioned, you can even play the black-yellow card is Platinumemon, which essentially even gives you 2 memories, also possible in the opponent's turn. So yeah, this card lets you play a level 6 for free, giving you even 2 memories, and then having a level 6 as a body for going to level 7, like for example Ruin Mord or something like that. And yeah, like you said, this is just too much. And even it can play out itself. So I think they should have yeah, they didn't think about it, but before releasing this card, they should have done something like it can play a Numemon and finish not with Numemon in its name, because even if it gets deleted, you can play itself out and then Digivolve again, and then it still has the on deletion effect, which again like gives an infinite loop of value.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, we can move on. This card is like a no-brainer. Okay, we can argue why not Monzaimon X, but at this point, I'm really happy that they hit Ukon, Louie, and now this card.
Yeah,
And something that breaks your heart.
my boy TK. Yeah. So first, I was really sad seeing this card as a yellow player, of course, if you saw my deck profiles. But in the end, I'm glad they did something like this instead of Patamon, because yeah, Patamon is really good, such amazing card, and this restriction is even deeper than some of you may realize in the first part, because first of all, Patamon is only broken, of course, if you have a level 4 in the security, which is not always the case. And TK like ensures it, because if you don't have 1 in the security, then the chance is really high that you have 1 in hand. So if you play TK, you can place 1 in the security and then your Patamon is live. The second thing is like I always thought that they will maybe hit Emissary of Hope, or like we all hoped for it. But with this one, it's also like a hit to Emissary of Hope, because you can't just replace this TK with other 4 TKs, and without a TK on the field, you don't get a recovery, because like you just want the memory TK like 1 time on the field, so you don't play it more than 2 times. And this one was just like a 4 off, so you had 6 spots to gain the full effect of Emissary of Hope. So I think it's a good hit. It's hurtful, but I mean it's still playable.
Yeah, I think with this hit, they slowed down the deck really, and now it's gonna be Emissary of Luck. So I kind of like that. I mean, Emissary was too OP, let's be honest. Paired
Yeah,
with TK, it was invincible. Like, if you Digivolve Patamon in the back and play TK, and you can already suspend him, putting your opponent to 2, you're already set up for a level 5, level 6 play. And
yeah,
the opponent, what can he do? Like, he can Digivolve in the back and play level 3 on board, and yeah, the game is already over somehow. So
absolutely.
I think they are here also respecting the players. They didn't hit the secret rare. They didn't hit like the big money cards, which is fine. But it's also fine that they slowed down the deck. And yeah, TK. I mean, we all played against that. If your opponent has 2 or 3 of these TKs on the board, you can't outvalue him. Not
Hmm.
a chance, because stacking something on the uh, security, that's like so easy. I mean,
Agree.
you can play a level 5 for 1 if you have 3 TKs. I mean the Magnamon, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So
And
yeah.
yeah. And I mean, in like basically Yellow Vaccine or also the Angel decks, you every turn you try to manipulate your security. So this one it also gives you an extra memory each turn. And with Patamon it even gives you 2 memory each turn. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
per copy even.
Yeah, I mean, I think with hitting TK and Golden Warrior, it's fine. Like Magnamon is gonna be beatable,
Yeah,
and it's not that obnoxiously strong anymore.
yeah, I agree with you.
And to the last card, which was kinda, I mean, not expected, but it's a card that,
Forgotten.
yeah, it's a card. Yeah, it's forgotten. You said it correctly, because I don't think that Gabumon is gonna make such a big difference being lifted. We all know why this card was restricted, because of Gabumon X antibody.
Yeah,
Playing in the purple decks, purple Garurumon, with purple base. This was a great card. And I mean, with Gabumon X antibody at 1, this card could have been lifted like also last
yeah,
restricted
last the list.
list. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think everybody just forgot it, honestly.
Yeah, I also think that. And it's not the OP one, which says draw 2, discard 1. It's only draw 1, discard 1. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it makes some purple players happy for sure. Maybe they could combo with this. Let's see.
absolutely. And guys, with this, we're coming to the end of the list. Also, if you want to see how this impacts the tier list, the decks, subscribe. We will release in the next 2 or 3 days a tier list video where we will describe or like place all the decks in different tier list and like with our opinion which is the strongest decks or what are the strongest decks after the banned list. So yeah, be subscribed and don't miss it.
Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.
See you.